Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Good morning, Caitlin. Barely here, but she's here. What you got going on? Oh, this is the week off. Yeah, barely here. Shoot. Just should be asleep is what we're saying here. Stayed up late. What do you and Caesar, right? Is your husband saying? What are you guys up to this week? Is he off as well, or does he have to do conferences? Good morning, Mr. David. How are you? What is going on? Bukes. Good morning, sir. What's up, man? We still haven't connected. And that's always my fault. I put it on you guys to DM me, but why didn't I just DM y'all? But I'm a funny man like that, you know? I can never tell when one of the Turner boys is gonna come up. So I don't want to necessarily schedule someone for Tuesday morning show, and then Jason happens to just pop up. Just kidding. Also had some meetings yesterday, but I've been draining. Good. Well, I mean, not the draining part, but I'm good was to the fact that he's home as well this week. I shared my cell to make X flow better, but here, no, David, I'm so sorry. It was a busy week last week and a busy weekend going into, like I said, having family friends over and everything that was going on. And I completely fell out of X and your cell phone number and all that. I've been trying to put my phone back together. So I got a new phone recently and I was messing around with my contacts. And because before that, I basically had like a triplicate. Is that a word? Triple the contacts. Like somehow I like downloaded them and then downloaded them again. It was really weird. So I finally went through and fixed that. Good morning, Leslie. Thank you for the reshare over there on X. Good morning, MP. Eighth wedding anniversary for me. So date night today and have zero clue what we were doing. That's awesome, dude. 8 years. Well done. Well freaking done. Congratulations. Date night on Tuesday. I don't know, man. Keep it simple. Go to a favorite spot. Just, keep it low key. Or if you got babysitters and you don't have to work tomorrow, go freaking do an overnight somewhere. Tom, I call it packing parachutes after you jump out of a plane. Sometimes it's like that. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys like to do? Just go on a freaking 5K run at sunset. Jay has entered the studio. Jay, you created the studio. And now you're adding yourself.
There's two of me.
There's two of you.
Good
Uh,
morning.
good morning, sir. What's up? How you doing?
Uh, struggle bus. Dogs
Jay's on
are
the struggle bus.
got
I can
dogs.
barely hear you. Turn on my volume.
Hang on.
Chat.
Can you hear me now?
How does he
How
sound?
about now?
How does he sound, chat? You sound better for me, but I turned up my volume, so kind of like a
Can you hear me now?
cheat code.
Now?
Yep.
Now? How about now?
Yep.
Cool.
Jesus.
I am heading inside. I was outside. Dogs on a walk. It is nippy as F.
Really? So
Yeah.
you just took them on a walk, so you're back now.
I'm walking through my house. I'm walking
Nice.
downstairs.
Good stuff. We're getting a tour of Jason's house vocally.
Vocally. Yeah.
Have a
Home
great
1
day,
week.
Caitlin.
Should I do take batter now or later? I can do it later. I do have
I don't know if you have enough
one
Ryan
more
Turner's.
Celsius.
I don't know if you have enough Ryan Turner skill to talk on the show and make pancake batter and snort Celsius at the same time.
Can I do all three? Is that possible? Let's do it.
I mean, your brother could.
Oh, I'm sure he could do it. Yeah.
He also
Celsius flavored pancakes, probably.
Don't do that.
I'm mixing this up really fast. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is this weird?
Yeah. I'll tell funny. I'll tell a funny story.
This all sounds weird.
I'll tell a funny story while you play around in the background. So yesterday, we had a really random special guest. For those of you that missed it, go ahead and hit the replay button. But Mr. Ryan Turner, the godfather of the show himself, jumped on, weirdly enough, and we tried to talk him off his Celsius addiction. It didn't work. And then after you left the show, I think I was saying goodbye to everybody and I was getting ready to play the theme song and all that. And Ryan was saying goodbye too. And when you're on your phone, it's a little bit different. But he hit the end button instead of the leave button, and he just like abruptly closed the show without me playing out the outro or anything like that. And then he and I were just on screen alone together, and I got to have like a 30-45 minute chat with him and get to talk to him. So I was super stoked that he accidentally hit that button instead of leaving the stream.
That's nice. That's probably
we've
just
had-
his flex. That's just him. Like he's just letting us know who started this show, and that's just him just flexing a little Celsius there, a little Celsius rep.
Yeah. I mean, I told him, I'm like, I've been wanting to, he and I have missed each other's call in the last couple of weeks, but I've been wanting to reconnect with him because I just know that he's busy and going through a lot of stuff. And, when times get busy, like sometimes you forget to do these little tap-ins and check-ins, and you can add a little bit more, these check-ins allow me to like alleviate some stress and talk and get some stuff off my chest. And if you don't have them and you're not here, I feel like you could potentially have more stress in your life. So I always recommend people coming here and dropping some stuff off in the comments and unloading whatever you want to talk about. I'm here to read it. I'm here to hear about it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, especially those little struggles before they start growing their legs.
Yep.
It's been okay. I'm heading downstairs now. And beyond. I've been meeting with two of my best buddies, probably fairly weekly. We've been doing coffee Sundays.
Oh, nice. In person?
They are, in person.
Okay.
It's mostly just one of them, and then the other one, who normally has kid chaos at home. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna go off my phone here.
Huh? Oh, he rage quit. Good morning, Elena, over on Facebook. She lost her Twitch access and won't come hang out with us anymore. But that is our friend Plush Garden. Yeah, there he is.
Here I am.
Oh, now the vocals is there. Yeah, it was garbage on your phone.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, past few Sundays, me and two friends, we intend to get together, but it's usually one of us. Me and my friend who's going through so it just seems to be an extended length of chaos and catastrophe. he just got married.
Mhm.
We got to go to a wedding. I might have talked about him before. But yeah, just since the wedding, it's just kind of been like this never-ending role of like catastrophe and emergency in his
Yeah.
family and cats. His cat had to get his 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 entire like penis removed, just the penis removed.
Ouch.
And that sorry, Elena, here's the hair.
She
Yeah,
missed it that you just got off of a nice morning Colorado cold dog walk. So he's just trying to warm himself up a bit.
cold and dark. This is the time of year where I turn on the space heater. Anyway, yeah, Sundays coffee talk, and the past few times I've been. I feel like I've been fairly solid recently, so it's like I'm kind of more in the space where I can kind of ask questions and get feedback. Um,
Nice.
but it's gone back and forth over the past years. We've known each other for like 15 years now,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Probably like one of my longest adult relationships. So we've seen each other go through everything that we've done in the past 15 years, the struggles, successes, all that jazz. And right now, it's like we're in that good spot where you might not even know that you're really going through any kind of stress or struggle, but like once you get talking, you kind of
Mhm.
realize, oh yeah, I guess I am kind of dealing with some stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and I think that's the kind of the same thing here, where it's like you get talking and the things that are on your mind just kind of pop up and ends up being a little bit more of a thing than you thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing that happened yesterday, so I talked to Ryan, we talked a little bit about his stuff. And then uh I finally got a hold of my friend Chris, the guy who's popped in here a couple of times. Um and finally talked to him, and I finally pulled out of him everything that has been going on in his life. And yeah, it's been one thing after another. And I think he had gotten to this point where um he just felt like every time he was reaching out, he was reaching out with some sort of like bad or tough or difficult news. And so he just felt like he was burdening like me and his other friends. And I had to like, kind of sit him down and just say, look, dude, like that's what friends are for. Like that's what your family's for. Like I get it. Like I understand that that's hard for you, and it's hard to like, admit that you're going through some tough times and, you're really struggling, but it's only worse if you do it alone. There's and and for me on my side, it was always worry and concern and like not knowing what was going on with him. Like, cause he would reach out like like once a year, but he would just like I would miss a call, I would get one text, and then when I responded like 3 or 4 times in call or text, I would get nothing. And then I just wouldn't hear from him again for a year or 2. And so I knew shit was going on. But yeah, he just told me like all of it, and I'm just like, "Man, like I'm so sorry." Like I wish I would have tried harder, but at the same time, like, I kind of take it as a hint. If I reach out a couple of times and someone doesn't, respond, it, it's kind of like wasted effort kind of thing. And he's like, "Yeah, I know it's totally my fault. Like I should have, but I'm here. I'll be here." So yeah, it was something
Yeah.
else.
I could imagine like being in your friend's shoes. Um, there just might not be the right words to describe whatever it is you're going through,
Yeah.
whatever it is he was going through, like just not in the place to share it. I've been there before, just not sure how to put it into words. But then also when you're in person, words just start coming out, especially when you have a Celsius. Just kind of gets you going and it opens you up like a book. But I'm glad that you guys have been able to get back in touch
Yeah.
with that. Elena, me and Kristen have also been using the Paired app as well,
Hmm.
and
I remember you telling me about that.
it's had some good things and some bad things. Most recently, it kind of created a little bit of conflict between us, actually, because we were doing so much typing back and forth. Because my whole point was, I was I started using it for us, so we could just kind of like, just keep each other in mind throughout the day with, whatever the 3 questions are. And after, this was like 2 weeks ago, where we kind of got in a little like argument about it, because I would use it as the place where I was saying most of my thoughts, because like in the middle of the day or the morning, that's when like my brain's awake, and I can
Yep.
more correctly vocalize or verbalize or type out what my thoughts on some things were. And then Kristen ended up taking all this stuff more as my sounding board, like just kind of like letting all of my gripes about her out. And that wasn't my intention. It was like, hey, these are the things that I would love to talk about when we have time. But we would get home at the end of the day, and I didn't really feel like talking, and she didn't really feel like talking. But all this stuff was typed out in this app where it's like, we should probably talk about the things that I typed earlier in the day, but like I just didn't have the brain space for it. And that just kind of built up over time. So we cut back on the usage, because number one, it was like there's questions that like don't necessarily apply. Like there's they can get wildly imaginative in whether it's like, date nights or intimacy, or future plans, like very, very I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but sometimes the questions get a little bit redundant and repetitive. So
Yeah.
sometimes we'll skip days, and we just now we are just answering the questions that we think are very.
Do you guys have a way of like picking the questions, or do you guys like together you pick them, or is it just whichever one you
It's
answer? Like,
whatever.
do you guys get the same questions each day, right?
Yeah, you get the same questions on a different topic. And I just kind of started doing the questions that I think are immediately accessible for review, like when we get in touch at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Still using it though.
I was just curious, like if so you both get questions every day. They're the same questions.
Yeah.
How do you guys handle if you answer one and she doesn't, or vice versa? Like maybe you're thinking it doesn't make sense
So
and she does.
So what I would do is, let's say if it's like really important, like I remember there was like a money question, like how we handle finances. And I was, instead of like putting in the answers, because, it's like a multiple choice, I'm like, this is probably something we should talk about in person.
Yeah.
So I'll try to make a mental note of it, to bring it up when we're together, instead of putting it in an app that we may or may not have the energy to review later.
Nice. Good stuff. Yeah. Mike asked if you have your own personal journal. Flush loves it. They're having fun with it. Always like off the wall questions, better than when a 3-year-old keeps asking why. Yeah. But sometimes 3-year-olds' questions are really fun as well. Like when they actually drop a nice fun question.
Yeah. One of the things is like something we've learned about each other is, it's not really anything new, but I'm much more able to kind of entertain those crazy off the wall questions. I'm just going to
Mhm.
get a little bit rated R here for a second, but it's like some questions are about fetishes because it'll ask you about your intimacy.
Yeah.
And it's not that I have any weird freaky fetishes, but they ask questions that give you answers that you could maybe imagine doing that, whether it's like a foot fetish or
Mhm.
latex and straps and whips and all that. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, but I will entertain that just for the sake of answering a question. And
Yeah.
Kristen's is much more like, no, there's like nothing. I don't want to answer that. I'll never do that. So that's one of the things.
You're like, that's that's the stuff we'll cycle through after the kids get out of the house. And
It's
then
like
we'll
I
try
don't want to do
we'll
it.
try those things.
It's like, would you do whips? I don't want to do whips. I'll only do whips if you want to do it, but I don't want to do it. But if you do, I will. Like,
Like relationship chicken.
yeah, kind of like that.
Me, I'm like, well, just try everything once and see what happens.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, give it a shot. I still have 3 free month trials for anybody who wants it. I keep sending them, but nobody clicks on the link here. Anyway, we were in struggles, Dom. We were on topic.
Sure.
But we were talking about, got into friends, handling struggles, families helping struggles. I did write some things.
Relationship chicken is not my line. I don't know where I heard it from. It's definitely from a TV show. That's where I get all my stuff from. I don't know if it was like a How I Met Your Mother or something like that, but it was, yeah, I've heard it. I've heard it before. I'm pretty sure it's How I Met Your Mother. Great lines come from that show. If you haven't watched that show, go ahead and watch that.
I never got into that.
Skip the last season. It's, some people don't like it. I don't mind it. No.
I would have. I'll still chalk it up to you, Dom, because
you guys are more than welcome to.
So yeah, struggles. Last year I wrote about COVID pandemic. Question I wrote down today in the feed was, sometimes you're in survival. What did I write down? I am totally forgetting.
Where do you find it? Like I write those in the morning and then I can't ever find them again. I think because when I'm in the admin access of StreamYard and Twitch, it doesn't show it, but
yeah, it doesn't show it anywhere else unless you click on it. What am I looking for? I'm a 6 out of 10 mentally today. I cannot.
I'm a little mid too. Like I did some late night for me, snacking and a beer, like between the 8 and 9 o'clock hour, and then I woke up at like midnight needing to use the restroom, but my in-laws were still awake because the Dodgers went into like 13 innings or something like that till like almost midnight. And I didn't want to like disturb them because the only bathroom is like through their bedroom. So like,
the old railroad bed, the old railroad bedroom.
So I'm like sitting there like needing to use the restroom for like and waiting out this game and then their before sleep prayer. And I ended up passing out, waking up an hour early, and they were asleep. And I'm like, all right, did you say 18 innings? Fuck, I guess that's nuts.
Like 2 games.
That's nutty. Yeah, I think I passed out at like 13 and then woke up again to the end. But you know what's funny is, so I'm awake at the end. The game ends, right? And I'm in the other room and they have the volume down on the TV, but I can make out every other word and I'm really tired, right? Never once in the like 20 minutes that I was like freaking quote unquote listening but trying not to listen did I ever hear the words the Dodgers won. Did I ever hear the words like confirming who won, and never heard a peep out of my in-laws of a celebration. So I had no idea until I sat down here and I Googled it and I'm like, oh, they won. Like there was no celebration. Like everybody was just like, I'm fucking tired. Shut this game off. Let's get out of here. Oh, but anyways, you were talking about struggles and a question. Did you ever find that question
I
or that
did. Yeah.
note?
Sometimes survival's enough. Last year I wrote down I've read this page twice, and every year pandemic times come up with
Yeah.
every family was faced with the mirror of their lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
and dealing with all the things that they've put on themselves. Sorry, super hard pivot from baseball today. But
Okay.
that time specifically for us, I will always value that time. Like, I know it sucked for a lot of people. Yeah, it was hard for us. And yeah, we got, it definitely had to change a bunch of things. But I definitely don't think that we would be the family we are today without it. Without that time where you were forced to be intimate with each other, forced to understand what it is that makes everybody tick.
Yeah.
I was very grateful, despite all the shit that came with it. I was very grateful for that time with a young family. And I know that everybody wasn't there. I know a lot of people struggled.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I was pretty much the same. We had Bentley in 2019, so he was just one when that first hit. So we had a 1-year-old.
mhm.
Bailey probably took the hardest hit because she like essentially missed out on middle school. But to the degree of what Brooklyn's going through right now in middle school, Bailey might have dodged a bullet because middle school is rough. Um, but we very much my wife was already out of work because of having the baby and a 1-year-old, and we we took it really well. We got very lucky that like we never really got it hard. None of our family members came down with it. We didn't have anyone in our immediate circle or even our extended circle that had it really bad or passed away. Like I know a lot of people had that, and that was rough for like the whole world. Um, and then for me, the good news was like technically in California, construction was considered like there was like a loophole that we found that construction was considered like not first responder, but whatever, like the first wave of people that could go back to work. So we were only I only stopped working for like 3 days when the world first shut down. Essential. There you go. Um, and so I never stopped working, and we did do a lot of vacationing during that time when the world opened up again, and it was really nice because things weren't crowded for obvious reasons. So yeah.
I one of the thoughts I had this morning was, that it's very easy to reflect on that as like our hard time, but it's also
Mhm.
been now. I mean, it feels like 10 years ago, but it's only been like what 3 years since it's
Since it
kind of,
really opened back up, yeah.
you know. And I'm thinking like, what's been our struggle since then? Like, what's been on our plate most of the time that we just don't have a handle on? I don't really have a good answer for it. It's like, I would say like, just, managing finances, I
Yeah,
would say
that's
is
ours.
one thing that has been our struggle. And I guess like the 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whenever, when just sickness overtakes the family, that is when I feel like we're surviving. Um,
Especially if it's during the holidays.
yeah, I remember, I think it was 2023, where like our entire holiday season was just deep sixed by just a rash of continuing sicknesses where it's
Like
like,
these next 2 months are hard enough as it is
yeah,
if you're all
um,
healthy.
yeah, that's our survival. And I know, I mean, we're not alone in that. I would love to, that's something that I would love to hear about, like other people and their families. It's like, what do they constantly have to endure? Whether it's like an extended sickness. You know, we went through a little bit of a medical issue with my aunt. You know,
Mhm.
that was a good indicator of like what our family can do in those situations. Like everybody jumped in. Like everybody did a little bit to kind of help everybody with that and get my aunt back on track. She finally got to come out with us and watch some soccer games and orchestra concerts. So I don't know. I'm interested in hearing more. I feel like I'm just kind of rambling now and just listening. I'd rather listen. Much rather listen to people with this stuff.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I think you just kind of go through waves. Like it's kind of what I was talking to my friend about yesterday is like everybody has struggles, right? And that's part of that's part of my main purpose for keeping this show here going is that like this is my this is my open communication with anyone who wants to jump on here to at any point just drop a struggle and we'll talk you through it, like or we'll just be there to share our example of the struggle that we went through. And it's not that I'm helping you or giving you any advice. It's just I'm hearing you, I'm listening to you, I'm connecting with you with my own struggle, and we're having a moment to basically remember what we've been through. Like that's what I was doing with COVID and you were doing with COVID just now is like remembering what we've been through, what we've gone through, doing what the page says, remembering that we're strong enough to get through this stuff. Like I think back a lot to like our first pregnancy and how hard that was. And I was talking to my friend and he's like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, when I first found out that you met your wife, you guys got pregnant within 9 months, and then you were getting married within 2 years. He's like, "I thought you were moving way too fast." He's like, "I wasn't going to say that to you." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, 100%." I'm like, "But the pregnancy was so hard and difficult that like we went through the fire with that first kid. And it's a bond that like is never going to break me and Amy, like especially as we see Bailey, who barely survived, the pregnancy and she's like crushing it right now. And so it's just like this big thing of pride for us that like we survived that together. We survived that with only 9 months knowing each other in our 20s. Like Amy turned 21 or 22. Yeah, she turned 22 the day she had her Bailey. Mm. So it's like she lost her, you know, prime year of 21 partying, whatever girls do, whatever guys do.
I remember you telling us, and that was just recently that you told me that story. That
Yeah.
is quite the first birth story.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah. Dom, I gotta jump. I gotta go
No
do
problem, man.
stuff.
Got you. I'll close this thing out. Good morning, Dr. Feelgood. Thanks for showing up.
Cool.
Yeah. Don't watch baseball is the highlight. It'll take your sleep. But yeah, guys, thanks for everybody for showing up today, listening to us. Jason, appreciate you. Everybody have a great day, and we will
Bye.
see you
Love
tomorrow.
you guys.